Okay, welcome to the video, you guys. We're going to talk about dumbbell rear delt raises, and actually we're going to show you a bunch of variations, one that involves a cable too. Rear delts are super important in not only shoulder development but shoulder health, and I find that the rear delts are often the neglected stepchild of all three of the delts, and they're one of my favorite exercises to do, and I love all the variations to do them, and they've significantly helped build my shoulder strength, my shoulder look, and my shoulder health. So I want to walk you through different variations, and I also want to point out some very common mistakes that I see people make when doing rear delt exercises. And I'm going to walk you through each one of these steps. I think this is going to be super helpful, one of my favorite exercises, so let's get started.
So one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they're doing a bent over dumbbell rear delt raise is that first of all, they use weights that's way too heavy for them, and then they have to use upper body momentum as a result in order to actually even move the dumbbells. Now the problem with that is your rear delts aren't getting nearly the benefit from the exercise because your upper body's doing more of the movement. So what you really want to do is go with a lighter weight that you can control so that your upper body remains perfectly still, like right in this video. You'll see my upper body is not moving at all. I am just initiating the movement from my rear delts and squeezing them together. And I will only use a weight that I can do this exercise with control. So if I start having to use my upper body, the weight is just too heavy. Now let's talk about a couple variations for rear delt raises. The first one is a chest supported rear delt raise. Now I love this variation because it isolates your rear delts. When you support yourself on the incline bench, you are taking your upper body out of the equation to the point where you can't use momentum anymore. You have isolated your rear delts, and this becomes a little bit more of a challenge, but you'll love the feeling and you'll be able to really focus in on your rear delts doing the work. The next variation is a cable crossover rear delt raise. Now I love this variation. It feels very different, a little bit tricky to get set up the very first time. So you want to make sure you're standing far enough back, and you also want to hold the left cable in the right hand and the right cable in the left hand. Make sure you're sitting back into your hips and your chest is almost facing the floor. Keep your head neutral, and you're gonna slowly pull out, squeeze your rear delts and back. Again, you don't need a lot of weight for this exercise whatsoever. Keep it nice and light and focus on the movement.
Okay, so there you have three different variations of the dumbbell rear delt raise, two dumbbell versions: standing, bent over dumbbell rear delts, chest supported rear delts, and then we went over to the cable and did a cable version of rear delt raises. Keep in mind that the biggest mistake that we see people make with this exercise is using too heavy of a weight. You don't want to get bogged down with weight on this exercise. Get a weight that is challenging but allows you to focus on the movement. You won't have to use your upper body, you won't have to use anything like that to get the movement going. So keep the weight reasonable and focus on control and keeping your core braced, and just taking your time and focusing on just rotating your scapula, opening up the shoulder blades and then rounding them out. And you will see so much improvement with your overall shoulder strength and especially shoulder health. So don't ever forget about the rear delts. They are amazing. If you have any questions about rear delts, please plop them in the comments below. Give us a like and click subscribe, because we will be on here really often helping you navigate through this world of fitness. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you all so much for being here.